So you
Oh,
have had another show a
oh,
couple of hours back on Mind Over Matter.
oh, I see.
I think it's some 2 or 3 hours back. So I think, our host was not able to join that. This one, definitely, I'm there. So I will be hosting
Yeah, I
it.
see you here. You are. You are here. Uh,
Great, great. Yeah. So, Matthew, you know the format, although it's in half an hour, but, we'll try to have as much as discussion possible around government grants. And I'll quickly start with a short intro and then, we'll go to our discussion.
anything you like. That's fine.
Of course. Okay, so let's begin, Matthew. And that's a lovely sweater, I must say.
Uh,
Really, really.
thanks.
That's your signature. That's a USP.
Uh, every day. I mean, I enjoy dressing like this very much, but what gives me pleasure is seeing people smile when they see this. I mean, I feel I have nothing better to do because I like dressing like this, and if it makes somebody happy, boy, I'll do this every day.
That's not
I mean,
really.
it's amazing how people react and um, yeah, simple things that we could help other people's lives is just amazing, and we never think about it. And and see, this is me inside. I wanted to do this, and I never
Uh-huh.
got encouragement to do this. Nobody was, yeah, go out and dress like a clown and you'll make 1 million. And nobody tells you to do that. But I did. When I did, it did happen that way. That's something I want to do. And that, to me, it's all about living inside out. So the
Yeah.
more you could live inside out, and we're all different people, and
That,
we have to show our difference, not how we're like everybody else,
yeah,
because you're not them, you're you, and
exactly.
and
Exactly.
you have something very special to give that's weird about you, and that's your gift. Whatever is weird. Other people think it's weird, but that's what you're born with, and the best thing you have to give to the rest of us. Everybody may not like it. Fine. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Exactly.
And yeah, you are free to have your opinions, you're free to judge, but
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't care.
Right.
It's just
Exactly. It
me.
can't.
Oh, yeah.
And I think people, when we get advice growing up or from our family and everything, everybody wants you to do something safe, to
Hmm.
not be hurt and things like that. And that's bad advice, I think.
I agree. I agree.
Because it's like telling a child, okay, if you're going to start to walk, you better not because you're going to fall down. And if you tell the child not to do that because you're going to fall, you'll never learn to walk. So, the same as you're an adult, you have to do the same thing. Anything new you want to do in life, you're going to fail. You're going to fall down. And everybody's going to tell you, don't do that, you're going to fail. And just say, yes, I know. And don't
Agree.
argue with them because they're right, but that's what life is. And if you're not ready to fall down, you're not ready to grow. And I think that's the only way you grow in life is by trying something that's different so you could figure it out. And you figure it out by falling down, like learning to walk. You figure that out. You fall down 100 times. And then you figure out, oh shit, that's the way I should do it.
I agree. I agree.
And so we have to keep doing that. And that's why loved ones to me are your enemy. Because they stop you from growing. They don't want you
Yeah.
to grow. I mean, that's not their mission. Their mission is to protect you.
That's not the intention. Yeah.
Yeah.
They may say that to protect you or keep
Yeah.
you away from that stuff.
Right.
But, sometimes we have to take those risks. It's
All
a
the
kind of
time you
that.
have to.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, how else are you going to grow? You don't know what you are.
Exactly.
You only grow after you find out what you are. And that's a trial and error because then you know the path that you can grow in. Until then, you're stumbling, and you have to keep stumbling until you find it. So, if you love somebody, you have to help them do that. You don't tell them what's right or wrong about what they do. They analyze that already lots. They don't need your help on telling why this is hard to do because it took them a long time to do it or
I
decide.
totally agree with you because, you know, so uh, I get a lot of inspiration from my father.
Mhm.
So, but sometimes I do have those kind of heated arguments with him
Yes,
that all my life, all my childhood, you have always stopped me. Although you wanted it to do from the intention of protecting me,
right.
but I think I have grown up and I am kind of
Yeah.
capable of taking those decisions for myself. Whether it's a career change or it's any personal life decision. And if I want to visit, if I wish to go outside somewhere and want to explore, why can't I do it? I should do it.
You have to.
So exactly,
And that's why, to
exactly.
me, I don't know why. And I grew up in a family like that.
Mhm.
We controlled each other. We want everybody to do what we want them to do, which to me
Yeah,
is not love. That's not helping somebody in life. That's
yeah,
preventing.
yeah.
It's selfish for them to do that. But they don't realize that. They think it's something else because they want them to be happy, not you. Who can really decide anyone's happiness? They can't even decide their own. Yeah, they don't even know how to make themselves happy. So now they're going to tell you how to be happy. What gives anybody the audacity to tell anybody else how to live their life when they're struggling like hell in their own life? They don't know what to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why love is helping you do whatever you want to do and
True.
help you do it.
True.
That's what you need. That's what we all
Great.
need. Uh,
Great, Matthew. I love these kind of, off recording discussions. Kind of it's a
oh, we're not
BTS.
on? We're not
Oh,
recording? We're,
yeah, we are recording,
oh,
but
oh, this is
the
good
viewers,
stuff. I don't
I
want this to go to
think,
waste.
but I think this really needs to be. So I will make sure to add this into the recording as well. I'll touch add and add some kind of flavor to it. This is some kind of discussion we are doing.
Yeah.
Just not talking about anything very particular or having that boring script, questions and answers, but something very genuine and an authentic conversation on love, on self discovery, on our own
Every
journey.
conversation. Why do we have to do something besides this? I don't understand. This is good stuff. What could be better than doing this? What do you have in mind to do?
Exactly, exactly. So, Matthew, so previously I couldn't get that opportunity. So I'm very, very curious to ask, uh, how it all started for you. I know it's going to take a lot of time, but I would love to know. Our listeners would love to know how
Well,
it all started for
uh,
you.
I'm 81, so there's a lot of mileage in there.
Yeah, yeah,
And there's things in life. The world changes is what happened. So in 81 years, man, there were no computers back when I started. I studied computers in college, and I was nobody knew anything about computers. This is back in the 70s, and
mhm,
I was teaching one course at one university and taking the same course at another university. So I'd keep my students 1 week behind what I was taking. There were no teachers for computer science or anything. So you can't. I think the only thing you learn from the past is that stuff changes. Nothing that worked
yeah,
in the past, and the problem will be good for the future. And that's the problem with living too long.
I,
You,
I understand that.
as a young person like you're trying to figure out how to get through the life and how to contribute as much and how to make a living and all that kind of. You finally figure it out, and in 10 years they're going to change all the rules. All the game's going to change. So everything you learn won't work anymore. That's why I'd rather hang around somebody like you instead of somebody like me, because I know what used to work. And if something worked, like your father, something worked before, you want that to work
Mm-hmm.
again, and it won't. But you're not handicapped with that success. Say someone older found out what worked for them, and then they think it should work for everybody else for the rest of mankind or whatever. And we live in a different society. So you at your age, to me, is more important. I'd rather hook my star to you than to me or your father or anybody else, because all you're doing is looking forward. See,
Mm-hmm.
and where are the opportunities? What the world needs? Where do I fit in? You're looking for those holes to fill in society and to contribute and give as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Us old people are trying to make something we found out what works 20, 30 years ago. That doesn't work anymore. You can't. So that's a burden, because we're trying to find out, how do I fit this into the new world? And the new world is the new world. That's why it's new. You are not burdened with any of that. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
something you learned that made a lot of money. Now I'm gonna, okay, the world changed, but I'm gonna do this again in blue or something. And it doesn't work that way. So that's
It
why
doesn't.
you're the future. You see the future, not me. I'm trying to hang on to it.
Funny. It's just really, really funny because, a few years back, we could still have 10 or maybe 20 years, for anything very pivotal to, change all of our lives together.
Right.
But right now, it's like
Whew.
every month, every year, there's
Exactly.
something new.
Very.
And, the
Now,
kind of,
yeah.
from my perspective, if I can say for millennials,
Right.
there is always that, pressure or that, anxiety somewhere in my subconscious mind to catch up with it. What if
Yeah.
I am getting outdated? What if I'm not, able to understand the next generation? What if I'm
Right.
going to be completely outdated? So,
You
there's
will
always
be.
that.
You will be. And that's
Yeah, but I'm,
and,
I'm that
and
right now.
it's to live with that. I think what happens as you say that, I think of, you're relying on the older generation for guidance. That's your problem. So you're trying, because they're saying, oh, if you just do these things, life will be great. No, fuck, it won't. No, it won't. So why, they push that in your head and make your life comfortable. And really, you have to live in chaos, because that's what it is. So why train yourself to live in a nice, even life when it's never going to happen? So you have to train yourself to live in chaos. See, the older generation didn't have that. They had boring lives for a long time. And so they didn't have to worry about the chaos. Now you're plopped in the middle of, the whole world changing again. You see the politics in the world. Whew, yeah.
Yeah.
So you build up what you think is the best to deal with now, not to try to make the world how you or your parents think it's this way, a different way than it is. So they're trying to fit you into that world that is not there anymore. So you have to trust your heart and learn to live with chaos, because that's what it's going to be for some time.
That's a beautiful line. Learn to live with chaos.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That's what I thought. In starting a business, I got an MBA in business and everything. It would teach me how to run everything perfectly or whatever. And I mean, the business every day was just, no, nothing's going perfect. Nobody. Yeah, no, that's what they should have taught me, how to run chaos, not how to make things perfect. People aren't perfect. Nothing in the world is perfect. So why are they training me? This is how everything should move. No. How do you live when nothing works smoothly? And
Mm,
train yourself to be that, because that's reality.
true. That's true. Let's face it, we have to face it. We cannot just
Yeah,
simply run away and, expect a cushy
right,
life
exactly.
out.
That's boring anyway.
That's boring. That's boring. I'll
Yeah,
I'll totally agree with
and
you.
then you just get in trouble. Your mind will be well, everything's running nice. Then you worry about every little thing that happens to you, and oh my God, what am I going to do? Now, if the world is all problems, you got to work on those fucking things every day, and that takes uh, the mind away from worrying about every little injustice that's happening to you.
Yeah. True, true.
So, what do you
So,
do? I don't know what this organization is or anything. You know,
organization as in?
yours, yeah, whatever you're from.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yes, so for you and for listeners, I'll just quickly help this with our story, our journey. So, um, my partner, my co-host,
Uh-huh.
Avik, so he was into human resource and a bit of tech and IT background. So back in 2020, when pandemic was on peak,
Right.
he was kind of going through some very tough, circumstances.
Uh-huh.
The place where he was staying, away from his family.
Right.
So he didn't have anyone out there. So he was the only single
Oh,
person
wow.
staying in the entire building during pandemic, away
Uh-huh.
from his family. And on top of that, after getting laid off, that kind of gave him the reality check, with regards to um, what person he is and how vulnerable can someone be, how vulnerable the situation can be. And
Uh-huh.
I believe for all of us, for
Yes.
all the entire mankind, uh, the pandemic kind of gave us a reality check,
Yeah.
into
No, I
something
believe
what is
so.
valuable, what is
Right.
not, what to prioritize, what to not. So that's where he, started to kind of connect with people, primarily on
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn, do some sessions there on LinkedIn, with topics related to human resource. And out of doing, almost 50 shows like that on LinkedIn, one show that was on mental health that struck the chord with him as well as the people who listened to that
I
episodes.
see.
He got calls from two or three people, one from I think Malaysia or Indonesia, I'm not sure. One was from in Europe,
Wow.
that they shared their own
Yeah.
stories. So from that, it all started. He started with his first podcast, Healthy Mind, Healthy Life. Now it's been 3 years. He has done almost 600, 700 plus
Wow.
episodes.
That's a lot.
Uh, Although we are going gradually, 20,000 plus downloads, but yet, he is still there on that path. And, I joined him in this mission a year back because before this, I was aware about his podcast. I was kind of helping him out
Uh-huh.
with what topics to cover, and some kind of operational creative outputs. But then after that, I thought, okay, this is something which I believe I can do it. It's something, it's kind of a learning experience for me as well. Maybe just doing a 9 to 5 job or just
Right.
getting into that humdrum of corporate,
Right.
working, sleeping,
Right.
eating, that's it, you are done. It's not for me. So I joined him. For me, it's been 1 year. I am absolutely enjoying it,
Very
you
wonderful.
know, with my heart, my soul, and I'm absolutely enjoying it just because I get to interact with guests like you, Matthew, and get to learn, get
Yeah.
inspired, apply maybe the takeaways, the insights you share in our own lives. So yeah, that's the journey. That's the
Now,
organization.
we're all here to help each other. Yeah.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
important.
Great. Matthew, just can you give me 1 minute? I'm getting a call. Just give me
Okay,
1 minute.
sure.
Yeah, yeah, just give me 1 minute.
She's getting a call. She's in India somewhere. I mean, it's amazing these podcasts. Talk to people all over the world. Um, I don't know why they want to talk to me. I know about government programs, but somehow, uh, I don't know. Maybe I'm just an easy find. What's this guy's name? It's a woman in India. I don't even know what the podcast is. Um, there's something, I mean, this is a good way to market too for podcasts if you have a small business. It's called Pod Match, M-A-T-C-H, Pod, P-O-D, M-A-T-C-H. And they have everything set up for you to do your own podcast and it only costs you like $6 a month. And you can do a podcast. And they give you people to interview and the technology and everything is all push to button. It's an incredible marketing tool. So if you have a business of any kind, you want to consider doing a podcast. And uh, now I'm trying to get the word out about, money programs for people. So I'm a guest on these podcasts. Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Matthew. Hi.
Was that your
Okay.
stockbroker calling for an investment?
For me?
Yeah. On the
Oh, no,
phone.
no, no. No, it's actually I got my dinner delivered right
I
now.
see. What time is
Got
it
a
there? What
Oh,
time?
it's actually 11:30 p.m. right now.
11:30 p.m. I'm talking to you. 11:30 p.m. Well, an old guy like me will be fast asleep at 11:30 p.m. My time. It's 12:30 p.m. here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you got 11:30. So wow,
Yeah.
that's 11 hours, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
11
different.
hours of
And
difference.
we're in India. Would I know where you are in India? Where are you?
Oh, so I'm in Bangalore, which is in south of
Bangalore.
India.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
must have heard about,
Yes.
not sure, but it's like Kerala or
Right.
Mysore, Bangalore. It's
Right.
kind of
No, I've been to
silicon.
Lucknow. You know Lucknow?
Oh,
Yeah. I spent about a week or so there.
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was terrific. Yeah, really enjoyed it. The vibe there is so different than America, and I was so energized living there. I get by in 5 hours sleep. I usually get 7, 8 hours, no problem. I'm a good sleeper. I know how to do that well, and but there I just was up and ready to go after 5 hours. It was incredible, and it's the people I think. Uh, the men are not as driven. Well, they're probably sexist like we are, but they're not as macho. I mean, here all the men have to be big and strong and fast and that kind of stuff. So there's a little job that men has
Mm-hmm.
for that, and the women don't dress like.
I,
Yeah,
yeah, I get it.
yeah. And
So,
so there's that kind of tension that's always there in our
mm-hmm.
country that maybe that's I'm thinking is what I don't feel there. So it left a lot of energy for me to do other things.
Mm. So, if I would like to say, so, since it's a huge country, so there's a lot of variations,
Yes, I'm
when
sure.
we get to interact with the older generations.
Right,
So there you'll see a kind of, a balanced equation
right,
of patriarchy and matriarchy as well,
right,
where men are supposed to, handle all the finances and
right,
outside stuff, and women, they are completely, they
right.
have that sense of clarity in handling all the indoor
Mhm.
stuff, the household
Right,
chores and everything, and make sure that everything runs smoothly inside.
right.
Uh, that's with the older generations, but now slowly and slowly, when there's a
Right,
lot of, when we have had the globalization in 1991 in
right,
India, then that kind of,
right.
aspirational value, or that
Hmm.
ambition in the newer generations, which were us, when
Hmm.
we were back in school. So that kind of
Yeah,
helped us to have a, a varied outlook
right.
on, individual ambitions, on family values, how, what kind of lifestyle I desire, maybe what kind of future I want, not
Hmm.
exactly what other people are
Right,
asking me to
exactly.
do.
Like your
So
parents.
gradually, things are changing,
Yeah.
but yes, also there are some bad things
Oh,
which are, there. Machism, yeah, there is,
yeah.
specifically in certain generations, in
Right,
generation Z or
right.
Z, there's a kind of, people do think about that, sense of masculinity, and
Hmm.
you have to do this and this to appear macho or appear very much like a man, a true
Right.
man. to, get the right amount
Right.
of attention. But yeah,
Right. Yeah. Right. Still, again, it's all chaos. What the hell? Yeah. It's not,
it's okay.
you just have to weave through it and not take it too seriously. Yeah.
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 Matthew, so, at 81, you are still very active in helping others. You have sold over 4 million books, built a large community with Lesko Help. It's really an inspiring example for all of us, of having a lifelong purpose, not just in our 30s or 20s or even 40s or 50s, for long. So what keeps you excited? What's next for you in the world of,
Oh,
the work you do?
I'm very happy to, I'm happiest now than I've ever been in my life. And my joke is that if I knew being 81 was going to be this much fun, I would have got here a lot sooner. I don't know why it took me so long to get here. And no, I mean, it'll probably change. I mean, now I help people through this community that I started,
Mm-hmm.
leskohelp.com, and it's $20, and we help each other get grants and money to solve financial problems. So as long as you don't go to Google, you can solve problems in life without money if you don't go to Google. And oh, that's a good headline. See, I'm always thinking of headlines.
Yeah, always.
You
Jinx.
can, because that's what media is all about,
Yeah.
is how to catch people's attention. Your uh, or problems. Uh, you can solve your problems in
Mm-hmm.
uh, life for free if you don't use Google.
Great, great. Well, Matthew, before we
Uh,
wrap up, thank you for joining us today on the Mindful Living podcast. I know,
you
we
got dinner
never.
waiting. I know. They delivered your dinner a little bit, and you got to get there because that's late as hell. You got to go to sleep. You got to get rid of this crazy guy so you can have dinner and go to bed.
Although that's not true, but I'll still say that, Matthew, to be honest, we never even, I never even mentioned the topic, but I think, this is a kind of a unique conversation we really get to do. And, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to have a conversation with you.
Uh,
And,
it was
you
fun.
know, um, just a formality. If our listeners they want to know more about Lesko Help community, explore more about you, how they can do that.
It's leskohelp.com. That's leskohelp.com. And we
That's all.
charge $20, and we also give our own grants too. We give out $70,000 every month to members. That's the profit. When we make profit, we give it back to members. And we're a small business, and so we give it all back to them, and it's $70,000 a month. I never thought I'd be able to do that. I thought you had to be Jeff Bezos or somebody like that, but no, you could do it. You could keep giving till you die. That's why we're here.
Lovely, lovely. That's such a beautiful quote once again, Matthew. Oh, on the go. Well, listeners, what an incredible journey, what an incredible conversation we have just had with our guest, Matthew Lesko. We never even really touched upon the topic, but, we got to know much more about Matthew, and, you also, all of you got to know a little more about me as well.
That's right.
And
She gets dinner
yeah,
at the
really.
job. Yeah, I like that.
Exactly. And, Matthew, your passion for helping people access the resources, and also going all guns out at 81 and, having this vibrant personality. It's really inspiring for all of us. After over 4 decades of dedication, you're still making a tremendous impact,
Thank
and
you.
really
I
appreciate
mean,
your enthusiasm and energy.
I don't force anything. I just listen to my heart. Your heart is smarter than your brain.
Oh, wow. That's another good point. Your heart is smart in that brain. Lovely, lovely, Matthew. Well, to all of our listeners as well, thank you so much for joining us on this podcast. And don't forget to subscribe to us and to connect with Matthew. Do refer to the show notes along with this episode. And remember that there's always help and support out there for those who seek it. So make sure to connect with Matthew. Thank you.
Thank you.
Recording stopped. Lovely, lovely, Matthew. This was something different for me,
Pardon me?
Yeah,
Something.
this was really something different for me,
Oh, good.
because normally what we do is we go and talk about the topic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
This was something very personal. So, I absolutely
Nothing better
enjoyed
than
it.
being personal.
Exactly,
Because
exactly.
being professional is not being human.
True, true.
Right? So why be professional? That's not human.
Exactly.
Trying to be something you're not. Okay.
Yeah.
So nice, Sana.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely weekend ahead,
I
and
will.
happy holidays to you in advance.
Okay. Have a good holiday. Do you have any Christmas kind of thing there?
Yeah, we do celebrate
Oh, really?
Christmas.
Okay.
We take, vacations, family dinners and all.
Okay.
Although it's not that as a big festival as Diwali is for India, but
Oh,
yes,
right.
people
Yeah.
celebrate Christmas with great
Good.
gusto here.
Okay,
Yeah.
dear. Have fun.
Thank you, Ratu. Lovely to
All
meet
right.
you. Bye bye.
All right. Hi guys, well thanks for putting up with this. I just thought maybe it's of interest to y'all and help, but now this is the woman in India that wanted to know about this. I don't know why, but she seemed pretty easily impressed. So if maybe we could tell more people about what we have to offer and help people. I mean, the way I do podcasts, it's marketing, but this is free. So you could be a podcast guest to talk to me. And you join that podmatch.com. And you could start your own podcast there too. So a lot of people I do this, they have their own podcast there and they're on podcasts and everything. So it's a good way to, if you have your own business, to market your business, then you sound like you're very important. I have a podcast and I show people how to make cakes or whatever. Whatever you want to make, try to make money at. There's ways to market and it doesn't cost any money. So you can have your own podcast for $6 a month. Wow. I mean, that's incredible to me. So that's why when you want to advertise your business and you need money to do that, forget about it. Forget about it. It's just a waste of money, I think. I mean, it probably isn't, but, and you don't have money, there's lots of ways. The businesses that succeeded for me were the ones I had no money for. And then the ones I got money for to start, they all failed. So I'm very biased about this, but you can. And in the society we live in now, it's a lot easier to do than ever. So, Bonnie and who didn't get their laptop? Tammy, should she call Ellen or someone to follow this down, or can she send a, yeah, if you haven't gotten your free laptop, go send Magic Mary an email at leskohelp@gmail.com. So if you have any kind of problem with getting something or whatever, Magic Mary is there. Oh, I gave them email. Good. Okay, thanks, Tammy. Yes. Yeah, Ethel is the one. When is the deadline for car repairs? It was the 15th, so it's going to be the 15th of January is the next one. But if you need money for car repairs, Deborah, go to findhelp.org and put in car repairs, okay? And also, Tammy can get you now, or just go in we have a car repair book. I don't know if I can get that for you easily now. Maybe, baby. Maybe, baby. I love you. Okay. Okay, gotta find the right where. Let's switch account. Yes, who we want. Let's go one stop. Yay. Okay, we're there. And now we have to go somewhere else. Oh no, this is all messed up there. Can't do it that way. Gotta start with Gmail. Okay, I'll get the report on, yeah, and start calling people. Don't forget, you're not gonna get anything unless you start calling those organizations that we send and ask them uh, where to, where you can get help. If they can't help you, you have to ask them, where do you think you can get help, okay? And that's the important thing. Okay, now here is, now I gotta find you again. Okay. Oh, get a free card. Oh, okay. Yeah, Tammy beat me again. God damn it. I'm getting old and slow. Old and slow. Okay. So that's it, guys. I got another interview I got to do soon. So I'll be back. Okay. And don't forget, lesgohelp.com if we could help you. And don't forget, Tammy, are you online today? Are they going to see your beautiful face? But every day we have 2 or 3 hours of members that help members, and so you can ask them how they got money and what to do and things like that, and they're there to help you. No extra charge. Everything. Once you pay $20, never anything more. Yes, the AI. Oh, great. How's that going, Tammy? I know the first one was great. Good feedback. Okay.